Namaskar, dear devotees and friends. This evening we'll be reading from the English page 922 of the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna and the Bengali Kathamrita page 999. So Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he is meeting the devotees in the Shampukur Bhati. So let us first chant the mantra and then we'll discuss. Tabu kathamritam tapta jivanam kabhi piriditam kalmashapaham sravana mangalam srimadatatam bhubi grinanti e bhurida janaha. So Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, when he talks, that advises that every word is a wonderful teaching for the spiritual life. And the last Wednesday, when we were reading that everything is possible for God, Sri Ramakrishna was emphasizing on that. And we find that a beautiful verse in the Bhagavad Gita, in the Dhyana chapter. It says, Mukam karoti bachalam, pungum langayate girim, Yat kripa tamuham bande paramananda madhavam. Who is the Madhava? Paramananda. He is the supreme bliss. Friends, what is God? Supreme bliss. What we are searching all through in our life? Bliss, the happiness. And we search it in the worldly objects, and again we make the mistakes. And hence, we continue in our search. We never can reach that. It is only God. And that God is all powerful. We go to temple, we go to holy places, we pray, but we don't have the faith that God can do everything. That is Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna says, everything is possible for God. He can make a mute an eloquent speaker. He can make a crippled person to cross the mountain if he is having his grace on those people. So that is the power of God. So when we are approaching God, when you are thinking of God, the first thing we have to have complete faith in the existence of God. But that is the most challenging thing, because we cannot see God, we cannot hear from Him, we cannot talk to Him, we cannot touch Him, we cannot smell. All these organs through which we understand things cannot reach Him. At the same time, that is the only way. You have to have the faith. That's why Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna in one place he said, Bishwash holo to hoye gelo. If you have developed the complete faith in the existence of God and His power, done. You have reached God. And how you will know that you have reached God? And the tremendous joy, the bliss. So suppose Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is giving example that if you are approaching the Ganga and you will feel the cool breeze from the distance, you have not seen the river, but you can understand, oh, I am near to that. So that is the way that comes. How I will know that a person has realized God is completely satisfied, is not having any other desire. Santosha dhana, in Hindi they say, is completely contained. Is not anything is necessary. Before I start reading, yesterday one of our monastic member, we were talking and he mentioned about a wonderful experience. One of our Swami, when he was young in Belur Math, he had the habit, he was a student leader, so naturally curious mind, what the Swamis are doing. So he used to go to those Swamis who are just working alone and not in that public life in that way. Those who are in the public, like very good speaker or writer, people know them, that is one type. Another type of Swamis are there who are constantly working in the position, never people will go to them. They don't talk to the people, but how they are there. So he went and he found, he was noticing that one Swami, he is looking after the vegetable garden. So then he went and told Swamiji, are you happy with doing these vegetables, growing vegetables? He said, what do you think? This vegetable is going to Thakur. Thakur, Ma, Swamiji, they are all eating. Shall I not be happy? I am growing this vegetable and I am regularly praying over here. The Thakur, each and every vegetable should be perfect, so you like it. Oh, the Swami was wondering. Then your other brothers, they are so famous. The pictures are coming in the newspaper, and they said that God want them to serve God in that way. So they are doing that. God asked me to work over here to grow the vegetables. Then he said, don't you like to go other places, the holy places? Regularly, months after months, years after years, you are doing the same work. Don't you feel tired about it? Well, yeah, one time I was thinking to go someplace. So before that, I plucked some vegetables and went to our then manager, very famous as Bharat Maharaj, Swami Abhayananda ji, and I told, will you please send these vegetables to Mother in Bagbajar, the other bank of the Ganga? So immediately the Bharat Maharaj commented, don't you think the mother is also here? When you are cooking the food, mother is also eating here. So do you think mother is only in Bagbajar? And that gave me the idea, mother is here, Thakur is here. And why should I have to go other places? I am very happy over here. Faith. And he is contained it. People don't notice. And nothing reported about him. It doesn't matter. Because this world is nothing. Those who are praising, those who are being praised, all will go away. The time will come, everything will go. It's nothing. But look at it. Tremendous faith and containment. It's a small piece of place. He is alone growing vegetables, a little bit of vegetables that he is supplying, and he is very, very happy. Then finally the Swami told, have you not read the Gospel, Sri Ramakrishna's Kathamrita? Oh, that is the book only I read. I do not know much about Sanskrit, so I can't read the Bhagavad Gita or Upanishad, but I read only the Kathamrita. But how many times you have read? How many times? I could not finish the book. The first few pages that I read, I see Thakur is sitting. And when I see Thakur is sitting, and the Naren and others also are there, and I see myself in that group, I start crying. How blessed I am that I am in their company. In that holy company, I am sitting every day. When I start reading the book, I see God. I can't read any more pages. So every day I am reading only 1 or 2 pages. At the same page I read, and then the Thakur appear. I cannot make the progress. That is sufficient for me. And the Swami afterwards said, I never could say anything and never could doubt even, because the conviction, for that is called faith. Yat kripa tamoham bande. The whoever is getting the grace of God, they become anything they want, they will get it. So that is the power of God. So Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, that supreme God in human form. When the God comes with 4 hands, and then light is coming out of his body, the aura, and then we believe, oh, that is God. And maybe he is having so many weapons, wait, that is God. But when the God is just like a humble priest, we don't believe that. How this can be God? This is the greatest challenge. So when one can understand, how we will know that? Is a purified mind. What is the purity of mind? when the mind is completely free from name, fame, attachment and everything. That is a pure mind. And in that pure mind, immediately you can visualize, you can see, you can understand, you can judge. This is the person. Very few could understand that. One was a lady saint. She came because she was ordered to come over there. And she recognized Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. She told, I have been asked by God to come to you to teach you Tantra Sadhana. And she told that I challenge everyone, those who are thinking that he is mad. He is the Avatara. He is the God himself. And there was a meeting, and she quoted from the scriptures to prove all the symbols of his body and his behavior and the way of his life proves that he is the Avatara. And how she could prove? There is no desire in the mind. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna never desired anything. Then he was ordered by mother as if that you should keep your body for the betterment of others, and then you should spread the dharma, righteousness to everyone. Then the ministry started. He started giving the call from the roof of the house where he used to stay. And he used to call, oh, wherever you are, come to me. So this is Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. Many people, they doubt about it, but those who are blessed one, those who can understand that it is possible, God can truly take this form. This Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he is meeting a young person. It was about 11 o'clock in the morning. Sri Ramakrishna was sitting in his room with the devotees. He was talking to a Christian devotee named Misra. Misra was born of a Christian family in a northwestern India and belonged to the Quaker sect. He was 35 years old. Though clad in European dress, he wore the ochre cloth of a sannyasi under his foreign clothes. Two of his brothers had died on the day fixed for the marriage of one of them, and on the very day Misra had renounced the world. His two brothers, one was going to be married, and suddenly that the whole structure came down. Both the brothers died on the spot, and this boy, the seeing the brothers dead and the futility of this world and the life, he decided to take the monastic life. So he came out. He was roaming. We will read about him. But one thing did you notice? Suffering. From the suffering comes the great achievement. Arjuna, he was confused and he was suffering. Arjuna was a hero and he knew why the war, but in the war field he was confused. And he himself said that I cannot think anything. I am perspiring. Even I cannot hold my bow and arrow. I am shivering. So that was the condition of the mind. Person like Arjuna, think of it. The great hero, he was also confused and he was suffering. He was not knowing what. But he did one thing that we missed to notice in the first chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. He turned towards God. All his suffering he gave to God, because suffering is a strong mental feeling, and when that goes to God, you can imagine no other thoughts but God. Durvara samsara dabagni taptam dodhu amanam drudrishtavatehi. In the Vivek Chudamani, the Shankaracharya is mentioning, so this is, everything is burning. And I am running into that. Oh God, please help me. Oh Guru, please help me. Whole samsara as if as a dabanala, the forest fire. In the forest fire, each and every one, they run to save their life. It happens when a person feels. So that is the time. When you are suffering, and that strong suffering mind cannot think anything else but God. If you put God in front of you, that is giving you the great leap. Why? Because in one go, without any other things, your mind becoming concentrated on God. That is the way. Somehow you have to go to God, forgetting the other things. So when the suffering is coming, taking that great way of suffering, if we concentrate on God, we reach to Him. So that he did. This gentleman, Mr., when he found that, immediately he turned and he thought it is better to become a sannyasin. Sri Ramakrishna said to the younger Naren, and when within Mistra's hearing, Rama is one, but he has 1,000 names. Mr. is a Christian. The Mr. has come and sitting over there. The young Naren, 15, 16 years maybe. So naturally he was thinking, why the Christian is here? So like that, as usual, the Sri Ramakrishna, understanding that there may be a doubt, how he is clearing and then giving a great truth to the world, which we badly need today. He said to the younger Naren, Naren is the pet name of Vivekananda. That's why younger Naren, that is not our Vivekananda, it is someone else. Within Mistra's hearing, the Mistra also can hear, Rama is one, but he has 1,000 names. Lord Rama, but he is having so many names. That means the God is one, he may have different forms, different names. He who is called God by the Christians is addressed by the Hindus as Rama, as Krishna, Ishvara, and by the other names. Then he gives a beautiful example. A lake has many ghats, the approaches. The Hindu drink water at one and call it jal. The Christian at another and call it water. Muslims at third and call it pani. Likewise, he who is God to the Christian is Allah to the Muslims and Bhagavan to the Hindu. He solves all this problem. You know, friend, long back when I was in Andaman, the gentleman came. He was an ambassador of one country, and he asked me this. We are all human beings. Though we look different because of the weather and all, and maybe our languages are different, but feelings are same. Why then there are so many gods and so many religions? I told this story of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. There is no different. The same water that we are picking and calling in our own name. I am telling that Bhagavan, you are telling God, he is telling Allah, he is telling Jehovah, like this and that. Then he jumped up and said, that solves all problem, and that's true. If the leaders, they understand this truth, particularly religious leaders, if they understand it, and then propagate it to their congregations, to their followers, there will be no conflict, at least, in the name of religion. There will be conflict because two brothers, they fight for the property. There will be conflict for the political, economical, they may be. But in the name of religion, there will be nothing. It will be like the Switzerland, wherever there nothing is there. Everyone can come. Suppose a Hindu, he wants something and he can go and pray in the mosque. And the Muslim, he was passing, he wanted to meditate, he can come and meditate in the Hindu temple. It will be like this only. Different names, but the same God. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, that this Rama is one, but he has 1,000 names. Mishra then commented, Jesus is not a son of Mary. He is God himself. And to the devotees, he turned to the devotees who were there. Now he pointing to Sri Ramakrishna. Pointing to Sri Ramakrishna, is as you see him. Again, he is God himself. That is the realization of the Mishra. He will tell afterwards, he saw Sri Ramakrishna in his own dream. So this is the first time he is meeting. He is from the northern part of India, and he is a Christian by birth. But even then, he saw Sri Ramakrishna. He is now pointing to Sri Ramakrishna and telling, he is as you see him, like a human, but he is God himself. You are not able to recognize him. I have seen him before in a vision, though I see him now directly with my eyes. I saw a garden where he was seated on a raised seat. Another person was seated on the ground, but he was not so far advanced. So Sri Ramakrishna, he saw in his realization, in his dream, there are 4 doorkeepers of God in this country. In his own way, he is mentioning. Tukaram in Bombay, Robert Michael in Kashmir, himself, the Sri Ramakrishna, in this part of the country, another person in eastern Bengal. Sri Ramakrishna is now asking him, do you see visions? Mr. Sir, even when I lived at home, I used to see light. Then I had a vision of Jesus. How can I describe the beauty? How insignificant is the beauty of worldly things compared with the beauty. After a while, Mr. took off his clothes and he showed that he is wearing the Gerua cloth underneath. He was covering an European dress, but Gerua cloth inside. Presently, Sri Ramakrishna went out on the porch. Returning to the room, he said to the devotee, I saw him, meaning Mishra, standing in a heroic posture. As he uttered these words, we went into Samadhi. He stood facing the west. Now, friends, this is the Mishra we never knew. Mr. Mishra came, the gentleman, Sri Ramakrishna is talking. Now, Sri Ramakrishna now realized who is he. He was an advanced soul, and he was a heroic, means that there are different type of approach to God. His approach was heroic. I don't bother anything. I am going to reach God. So many temptations will be there before me, but I am going to avoid those things and going to reach God. That's a heroic way. Very difficult. That is the reason the devotees mostly say, I am your son, I am your daughter, I am your child. Oh God, please don't give me all those things. Otherwise, so much of temptations will be there on the way. It's very difficult to understand. Sometimes out of compassion. There are stories, because the mythologies, they will always give you what type of things happen. A yogi almost reached to complete his sadhana. He was going to be liberated. Suddenly he saw a fawn drowning in the water and took it out, then started taking care of it, then started loving that. Then when it grew up, and it will be tigers are there and other in the jungle. So how to, the whole life he was thinking, at the time of death he was thinking, oh, I am dying, who will look after this deer? And the next life he was born a deer. But he remembered, I made a mistake. So in this deer body I am living. And he never did any other work. And finally, next life again he became a yogi, and without So compassion is also the love, the compassion, the different type of attachment is so difficult, so difficult. But when you think, oh my God, without this, how can I live? What is life then? That is the challenging thing. That is called Maya. So, but that is a different topic. Maybe in our retreat, we'll be discussing that in the Ganges retreat. The presently Sri Ramakrishna, he mentioned, regaining partial consciousness, he fixed his gaze on Mitra and began to laugh. Still in an ecstatic mood, he shook hands with him and laughed again. He liked, that means. Otherwise, Sri Ramakrishna, he is shaking hand with a person, that means he liked him. He is a true, because many people used to come, they used to say that I am this, I am that, I had a vision, but Sri Ramakrishna avoided them. But for this person, he is very happy. Taking him by the hands, he said, you will get what you are seeking. He wanted to realize the Jesus because he was a Christian. So Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, you will get what you are seeking. Mr. with folded hands, since that day I have surrendered to you my mind, soul and body. Friends, this is Sri Ramakrishna. That's why one should read the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna with open mind, of course, to understand how things goes. Even a Christian is coming and he sees Jesus in Sri Ramakrishna, and he is accepting Sri Ramakrishna as his ideal, and Sri Ramakrishna as Jesus giving him the darshana. And the one lady came, she used to love Sri Krishna as her own baby child. And Sri Ramakrishna became that baby child. That lady realized that. And then she started calling him Gopala. Gopala was baby Krishna. So this Gopala, and she became famous as mother of the Gopala. So the Gopaler Ma. So this happened, the Sri Ramakrishna is telling that Sri Ramakrishna was laughing still in the static mood. The Sri Ramakrishna resumed his seat. Mr. was describing his worldly life to the devotees. He told them how his two brothers were killed when the canopy came down at the time of the marriage. Sri Ramakrishna asked the devotees to take care of Mishra. Dr. Sharkar arrived. At the sight of him, Sri Ramakrishna went into samadhi. When his ecstasy abated a little, he said, first the bliss of divine inebriation, and then the bliss of Satchidananda, the cause of the cause. Now this doctor, he said yes. Dr. Sharkar, we know, he loves to argue and he loves to questions. So, yes, he said. And Sri Ramakrishna, I am not unconscious, don't because the Dr. Sharkar always doubt that I am not unconscious. Dr. Sharkar realized that the master was inebriated with divine bliss. Therefore he said, no, you are quite conscious. Sri Ramakrishna smiled and said. This Dr. Sharkar came as we are going through these pages. And the first time when he came to see a gentleman. So he told that these are my fees, you have to pay. First 1 or 2 days, I think he took. Then afterwards he said, no, he's a very holy man, I like to serve him, I won't charge. See how the transformation coming. I said, it is okay. But he was continuously arguing. We know how the way he used to argue. Even the last time, I will find that he is arguing with the Master Mahashay, the recorder, that why people should touch his feet. So that was his problem. Why people are thinking that he is holy. So this is saying in this way, you know friends, the God is all pervading and God has no form, no name. That is the true Hinduism. Hinduism is very special. It is for each and every one. So, in the truest form, it says God has no name, God has no form, because God is all-pervasive consciousness. Now, those who can understand that, it is okay. But for those who cannot, for them, they come down and give a name and a form. And also give the places. You should go over there and then meditate over there, like that. The Valmiki, he was writing these names and all. Then afterwards he said, he Shantabhya, Jagadisha, Tad Bikalat Dosha Evam Mad Kritam. He said, I have committed the 3 sins. And why? That he said, what are the 3 sins? I have imagined a name and form for you, though you are formless and having no name. Rupam rupa vivarjitasya. Rupam, I have imagined a form, rupa vivarjitasya, who is not having any form. The one who is not having any form, I have imagined a form and then presented to the devotees, presented to the people. That is a great scene. You are not having any form, but still I gave that form. In the different way he is actually mentioning to make us aware, though I worship this God or that God, and sometimes the devotees they come and say, I love the Shiva. Then why should you give me the mantra of Sri Ramakrishna? Why not Shiva's mantra? So that way, of course we give Shiva's mantra, but at the same time, if you truly understand, God has no name, God has no form. So whatever form, whatever name that you like, you can take that. But that will take you to a situation, a condition of your mind where there will be no name, no form. So he mentioned that I have committed 3 sins. First, I have given you a name and a form. Second, I have described you through hymns. He is Ananta, he is all kind, he is this, he is that, so many ways. But he is indescribable. You cannot describe God. In whatever way you describe, immediately it is becoming finite. And infinite cannot be finite, and you are making the God finite. This is the form, this is the name, this is the quality and of the God, and this is the time. That means it is a finite thing. And why should you make like that? So to some people, when they are fighting in the name of God, we are the worshipper of Goddess Kali, we should not go to the Krishna temple, or we are worshipper of Krishna, should not go to the Kali temple. They do not know anything of religion. They're just the toddlers, beginners. And they are thinking they're a great the protector of religion. Nothing at all. That is why Hinduism, in the beginning itself, it says God is all pervasive. And that God you should try to know, try to understand. And they help you by providing this. And he said, Lord, forgive me, because I have visited holy places. And each and every place is holy. Each and everything is God. Then how can you think that this is the holy place and this is not? And sometimes we behave really peculiarly, and just an ordinary place, jungle and all that. They will cut the trees and they will clean and they will construct a temple. And those who are constructing the temple, they are not of higher caste in India, higher, lower or caste system. So they are from the lower caste people, the laborer, they are coming, they are going and constructing the seat where the Lord will sit, and another lower caste, he is making the temple, images of God, and then a higher caste is putting that image and asking the lower caste, you should not come. They were already there. They made that seat for God. They made the image. And this is really, really foolishness. When we are thinking that I am a higher caste, I only go to God, not the lower caste, first thing, you don't have any idea of God. To God there is no higher or lower. That's why Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, Bhaktir Jat nahi. A true devotee has no caste. Why? All are God. Friends, this is religion. And see how, in a very simple way, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna giving the profound truth to us, highest truth to us, just in a conversation, in a very simple manner. Rama is one, but he has 1,000 names. That way he is mentioning, and then he is blessing a Christian. He is saying, you will reach your goal. A Hindu priest, he is blessing a Christian, and the Christian is telling, I am dedicated to you. So how you will explain? So this is Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. And the Dr. Sharkar has come. Dr. Sharkar has slowly understood, realized the Sri Ramakrishna in divine mood is completely different personality. Now he has realized it. Previously he used to think that maybe as a sort of a act that he is doing to impress the devotees. And now he has understood, no, it is very true. So when he came, Sri Ramakrishna said, I am not unconscious. Doctor realized, no, you are quite conscious. Sri Ramakrishna smiled and said, now he is happy. Then slowly the Dr. Sharkar understanding him. Sri Ramakrishna is completely free from ego. But at the very end of his life, sometimes he has described himself. And he said to some people, very, very few, he said, if you don't have any faith on other gods, and if you like me, think about me. Because people, they like him, but they don't believe in God. But okay, no problem. But if you like me, think about me. Eke chinta koro. In Bengali he said, Eke means this body, pointing to his own, that is Sri Ramakrishna. Think about Sri Ramakrishna. Taking the name of Sri Ramakrishna purifies the mind. Same God who came as Rama or Krishna, manifested as Sri Ramakrishna, and in this age, what is necessary? Unification. How it is possible? By understanding. That is exactly what Sri Ramakrishna did. Not like Rama, not like the way of Krishna. He established the dharma in a very modern way by giving them clear understanding. So he mentioning, and then he singing again. There's a very, very beautiful song. I drink no ordinary wine, but wine of everlasting bliss. Shura pan korine ami, shudha khai, joy kali bole. Now when a person is drinking wine, slowly he forgets the environment and also himself. Who is he and what he is doing? But when a person is taking the name of God, he also goes into that form. He also forgets. He can't recognize where he is. The one classical example we find in the life of Swami Vivekananda, he was meditating, and one point of time he was shouting in meditation itself. And someone was sitting by his side, that was Buddha Gopalda, another disciple of Sri Ramakrishna. He was asking, where is my head? Where is my hand? Where are my feet? Then Buddha Gopalda, he jumped up, he thought Naren has died and he has become a ghost. So he ran to Sri Ramakrishna, who was on the the upper stair. Then he went over there and he told Sri Ramakrishna, the Naurin has died. Sri Ramakrishna immediately understood. He said, no, you don't worry about that. He was asking me, pestering me for that experience. I have given him the experience. Let him be in that way for some time. Then again he will be all right. So that is the experience. The one after realizing that, forget the body. Even if you are practicing meditation, after 1 hour meditation and 1.5 an hour meditation, you don't feel like talking to people. And sometimes you don't recognize actually where you are. If your meditation has deepened, when you get up, you don't recognize where you are actually. And think of the samadhi. When Sri Ramakrishna goes into that ultimate condition where nothing remains, only bliss. So he can't say anything about himself. This slowly doctor recognized and he said, apparently you think that I have taken the wine and drink the wine. No, I have taken the Sudha. Then he sang that song. As the doctor listened to the words, he too became almost ecstatic. Sri Ramakrishna again went into deep spiritual mood and placed his foot on doctor's lap. Now, those who are following these pages with me, you know the doctor was the person who vehemently protested that you should not touch the feet of another person. What is speciality in him? I am a person, he is a person, why should I have to touch his feet? That was the tremendous ego. Moreover, I am educated, I am doctor, I am recognized in the society, I am a rich man, and he is nothing compared with me. Why should I touch his feet? And here, now, Sri Ramakrishna is placing the holy foot on doctor's lap. A few minutes later, he became conscious of the outer world and withdrew his foot. We lie in the lap of God. Ah, what a splendid thing you said to the other day. We lie in the lap of God. To whom shall we speak about our illness, if not to him? If I must pray, I shall certainly pray to him. As Sri Ramakrishna said these words, his eyes filled with tears. Again he went into ecstasy and said to the doctor, you are very pure. Otherwise, I could not have put my foot on your lap. You are very pure. Doctor was having his own idea, but he was not egoistic. Egoistic people are totally different. Ideological differences, and they are stubborn on that is not egoistic. The ego means only whatever I do is the only thing and that is the best. And sometimes in the world when you look around, we see the display of the ego. So obviously we can understand what is ego. But here the doctor, he used to think all are equal, including our Vidyasagar. He also challenged Sri Ramakrishna and he said to him, why do you say that man has the differences? One is higher, one is lower, all are same. Then Sri Ramakrishna answered, if it is so, then why we have come to see you? Do you have grown horns on your head? Because you are different with your study, with your knowledge, with your love, with your compassion, with your service. And that is the reason you are separate from others. Where from all these qualities came to you. Most of whatever he used to earn, he used to spend for the other people, to support other people. That was Vidyasagar. The Sri Ramakrishna went to see him. He had the doctor, and when he touched him, one person was telling, we see so many things, but we can't see Sri Ramakrishna in my vision, in my meditation. I told, when you will be able to see Sri Ramakrishna, you know that you are completely pure. Very difficult. Even in the dream, it is very difficult. Those who can see, that means their heart is pure. very pure and so difficult. That's why Sri Ramakrishna made himself in one side Swami Vivekananda, in another Ma Sharadamani Devi. Those who have read the biography, you all know that Sri Ramakrishna, after his sadhana, he gave his rosary to Ma Sharadamani Devi. His power went into, and he gave the mother, ordained the mother to become the guru. The mother protested, I am a lady, how can I do it? How it is possible? In those days, you can imagine that India, and maybe almost 150 years before, the ladies, the women never used to come out. And the lady giving the mantra diksha or becoming a guru, it was unthinkable. Now lady gurus are more than the male gurus. In India, now almost everywhere the lady gurus are there. They're very good. But think about that time. When the mother protested, Sri Ramakrishna, no, you have to do it. And Sri mother slowly did it. And he gave all his power to Swami Vivekananda, so that he can re-establish. He himself could not do it. Why? It was not possible for him. He only chose some people and then entrusted Vivekananda and mother. Vivekananda, he was an intellectual giant. So in the modern society, you must have to have that intellect, the argument. Otherwise, they won't accept you. You may be a very good person, they will come and bow down, won't accept you. But if you can argue with them, convince them with some of this theory, that theory, they will accept you. So that is also necessary. So Sri Ramakrishna kept Swami Vivekananda for them. That is why the Professor John Wright wrote, that is the excellent statement about Vivekananda. If all the professors of this university are put together, they are no compare with this person. Can you imagine? This is such a statement. And that too, they were not knowing India. Forget about Hinduism and Vedanta. And he gave that certificate to this young person, Swami Vivekananda. But for mother, everyone. All others, those who are not intellectual, those who are, we have a Swamiji in Belur Math, Swami Atmastanandaji Maharaj. There are President Maharaj and the General Secretary Maharaj and then Assistant General Secretary. Assistant General Secretary, one of the Assistant General Secretary, Atmastanandaji at our time. Afterwards he became President. Then we used to be afraid of him. Wherever he is, we used to go in a different way to avoid. Otherwise, he will ask and give you some task and this, that. And he will never say in a lovingly way, hey, what you are doing, go and do that, like that he used to say. So we were afraid of him. But people, those who used to work, and he used to love them very much. A little courageous and they could do, can take the challenge, he used to love them. That Atmastanandaji. Other Swamis were there. They were also Assistant General Secretaries, but they are very comfortable. You can go and you can talk to them and they will also understand, yes, these are the difficulties. So different type of Swami Vivekananda for the intellectuals. Even today, everywhere in the world, whoever is talking about the pure spirituality, quoting him. Maybe sometimes they are not mentioning his name, recognizing, but thoughts, it is his. And for the love and for other people, those who we cannot do like that. Swamiji said, go and work and then die. Who will do that? It is not possible for all people. Then they go to mother. Mother said, no, why should I have to do that? You better take the name of God in the morning and in the evening, that is sufficient. So comfortable, yeah, that is good. And mother said, my children should sleep and take rest. And we sometimes used to argue with our seniors. See, mother told, so why you are calling us? We are sleeping now. The mother told, my children should eat and sleep. That is good. So that is the way, the motherly way she used to say, and she showed how that slowly transform. There is another way of changing the minds. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna's power working through two different personalities. If you have noticed, all Ramakrishna Mission and Vedanta societies, we always place on the same pedestal Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, Ma Sharadamani Devi and Swamiji on the same height. Because they are not different. Three forms, three names, but the one personality, and that is the Supreme God. Friends, we will stop over here, though we started little late today because of some technical problem, but we will stop over here, and in the next Wednesday again we will meet and we will continue from here. Is there any question?
Yes, ma'am. Two questions. So the first question is from Pramiti Sanyal. She is asking, does the formless divine, in bracket consciousness, assume human form or forms whenever devotees like us face severe difficulties in worldly life?
Actually, this is, of course, when the devotees, the good people, they are having problem, and those who are not good, they are becoming more powerful. So dharma and adharma, as the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Krishna, he promised, yada yada hi dharmasya glani. Dharma glani means what all these good qualities that he has listed. Again, Bhagavan Krishna in the 16th chapter, first 3 verses, when they decline, that is dharma glani. When the leaders of the society, the king, they are telling lies. When the kings are not taking care of the subjects properly. When the people, they are just for their own little benefit and making everything impossible for others. Each and everywhere, in every place, there is, all people are suffering. One cannot believe another. That is dharma glani. That is dharma glani. And that is the time God comes, that manifest. But it is not that the good people are not there. All the time good people are there. And the same God, he is manifesting in their heart. And these great personalities, those who are really pure, so they receive the God's power. Maybe 25%, 50%, 75%, different the way, but they are there. They are also doing the God's work. But in extreme situation, the God comes. That is true. Thank you.
Shamir Kumar Dey is asking, at the advanced age of 75 plus, how can a devotee, how should a devotee carry on one's life when his or her workload is shared by the family? Suggestion please, daily praying, no doubt in the mind, and so on and so forth.
And that is, when the king, in the Bhagavata, he was about to die, only 7 days were there left. So then he was asking the same question to a great sage, the Shukadeva. And he said, the only thing you can do, surrender to God. Constantly cry like a baby at the feet of God, all alone. Whenever you are alone, talk to God, pray to Him. I have not remembered you. I have not prayed to you. There may be some mistakes I have done, but whatever it may be, you must hold my hand. At the last moment of my life, you should be before me. And God said, even a person has done wrong all through the life, if at the fag end of his life, at the moment of his death, he is remembering God, he will be purified. And he will be, not only the word they use, the pardon, he will be purified. And God will take his soul to his own place. And that is the place of bliss. So believing the words of the scripture, if you all alone, not before others or showing others, all alone, you cry to God and pray to God, whatever you are thinking, the God will surely listen to you, to us. Thank you, friends.
Devjani Dhar is asking, is it possible that we devotees only worship on photo frame can answer our prayers, or is that process only fulfilling positivity in our mind?
If you think is a photo frame, it will remain photo frame. But the photo, if you are thinking it is a living, then that will be living. Mano eva manushyanam karanam baddha mokshaya. It is all the mind only. And that is the cause of our bondage, of our suffering, and also moksha, the ananda. Now, today only I was thinking, and some of the things that is happening, I was thinking, and actually why it is happening, then why I am thinking. Then I talk to myself, why I am thinking in this way. The thing will be like this, let it go. And the one who is looking, taking care, I am only the doorkeeper. I am only doing what he is asking me to do. I will do that. Why I am thinking? And so that is the way, the moment you are changing your thought, no anxiety, no problem. Similarly, don't ever think that it's a picture. Think that God is there in that form. And He has taken the form because of us. He is formless. But all of us cannot be in that situation to meditate on a formless way. There's nothing is there. I asked one of my friends, those who meditate on a formless form. So I told, what do you see? Don't tell others. But actually we don't see anything. The most of the time I think about my business. 1 hour he's sitting over there and he's leading the congregation, he's the spiritual leader, and he said that I think about my business because there is nothing else to think about. So I'm sorry, I don't see anything. So that is why the form. And the form has come either in a painting or in a photo. And the Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna's photo, think of it. The God's photo, and in the modern society, they had that camera, so they could take it. Krishna and Rama, imagination. We do not know whether Krishna was exactly like that or not. Rama was exactly like or not. But Sri Ramakrishna, you cannot change it. It is the photo. So when you think, oh, this is the Sri Ramakrishna, and it is leaving, and he is listening, you will feel that he is listening to your prayer. This is the faith, and that helps.
There is a YouTube user KAI. He is asking, what are the other forms of purity other than celibacy?
So, celibacy, when you think about it, is a concentration of mind. And those who are there in the householder's life, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, no, that is normal life. There is nothing. And those who have accepted the monastic life, for them, restrictions. But the main thing is concentration. So when you are concentrating and performing your own duty perfectly, you are purified. Those who are there in the householder's life and taking the name of God and performing their duties, they are also purified. Otherwise, all millions of people, all are sinners, and we few monastics, and thinking that we are practicing this celibacy and taking the money, taking all help from them, we are becoming pure. How that is possible? No, that is not that way. The purity is thinking of God. Impurity is thinking of the world. But if you change the world or your duties and you are serving God in that way, it is pure. We also cook, and we cook for God. Oh, that is become prasad. You also cook and cook for your family. That becomes only food. No. Think that I am going to offer it to God. And in the beginning, before eating, mentally offer it to God, it becomes prasad also. So it is this way, if you think, whatever you do and dedicating it at the feet of God, remembering Him, that will purify you. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, friends. Thank you for your very excellent questions. So let us chant this mantra and we conclude. Niranjanam nityam anantarupam bhaktanukampa dhrita vigraham vai Ishavataram parameshamidam tam Ram Krishnam shirasa namama. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.